Hoo-hoo! Hello everyone! It's me, Ollie the Owl, and I'm so happy to see you. Are you ready for another magical story time adventure? I know I am. Tonight, we're going on a journey to a peaceful pond filled with lily pads and singing frogs. We're going to meet a tiny turtle named Timmy who has a very big problem. Get comfy, snuggle up close, and let your imagination soar as we dive into the tale of the tiny turtle. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a pond filled with sparkling water and fragrant lily pads, there lived a tiny turtle named Timmy. Now, Timmy was a kind and gentle turtle, but he was also very, very shy. He dreamed of joining the other little turtles in their games of hide-and-seek and their races across the lily pads, but he was too afraid to come out of his shell. One sunny afternoon, as the other turtles splashed and played, Timmy watched from a distance, his heart aching with loneliness. Suddenly, a large, grumpy bullfrog hopped onto Timmy's lily pad, his bulging eyes fixed on Timmy's shell.
Well, what do we have here? A tiny turtle all alone, how pathetic.
Timmy shrank back into his shell, his body trembling. The bullfrog's words stung like prickly thorns, confirming his worst fears. He felt smaller and more insignificant than ever. Section 4. The Pond's Wise Whispers. Unbeknownst to Timmy, a wise old fish with shimmering scales had been watching the encounter from beneath a cluster of lily pads. The fish had seen many creatures come and go, each with their own stories and struggles. He had observed the way Timmy often stayed on the fringes, never quite joining in with the other turtles. The old fish had seen many moons come and go, and he knew that Timmy's shyness was preventing him from experiencing the joys of the pond. The fish remembered his own youth, a time when he too had felt small and insignificant in the vast waters. But with time, he had learned the value of his own presence and the unique gifts he brought to the pond. Swimming closer to Timmy's lily pad, the old fish spoke in a voice as soothing as the gentle current. His voice carried the wisdom of the ages, a gentle reminder that every creature has a place in the world. "Little one," he whispered, "why do you hide yourself away? You have so much to offer the world. The pond is a place of wonder and beauty, and you are a part of that beauty. Your presence here is important, and the other creatures will see that in time." Timmy hesitated for a moment, then slowly emerged from his shell, his eyes downcast. He had always felt that his small size and quiet nature made him less important than the other turtles. But the old fish's words stirred something within him, a glimmer of hope that perhaps he was more than he believed. "I'm too small and too shy," he mumbled, his voice barely above a whisper. "The other turtles don't want to be friends with me. They always seem so confident and sure of themselves, and I feel like I don't belong. The other turtles don't want to be friends with me. They play and laugh together, and I watch from a distance, feeling more alone with each passing day. I wish I could join them, but I don't know how to overcome my shyness." The old fish nodded understandingly. He had seen this before, in many young creatures who felt out of place. He knew that sometimes all it took was a little encouragement to help them find their way. "You are not alone in feeling this way, little one," the fish said gently. "Many creatures feel shy and uncertain at times. But remember, it is often the quiet ones who have the most profound things to share. Your voice matters, and your presence is a gift to this pond." Timmy looked thoughtful, considering the fish's words. He had never thought of himself as having something valuable to offer. But perhaps, if he could find the courage to be himself, the other turtles would see him differently. The old fish and Timmy shared a moment of understanding. In that quiet exchange, Timmy felt a warmth spread through him, a newfound sense of belonging. He realized that he didn't have to change who he was to be accepted. He just had to be brave enough to show his true self. With a newfound confidence, Timmy emerged fully from his shell. He looked around the pond, seeing it with fresh eyes. The world seemed a little less daunting, and he felt a spark of excitement for the adventures that lay ahead. Taking a deep breath, Timmy began to make his way towards the other turtles. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to take the first steps towards new friendships. The wise old fish watched him go, a proud smile on his face, knowing that Timmy was on his way to discovering the joys of the pond. Section 5. Timmy's Tiny Triumph. "Nonsense, little one," the old fish chuckled, his scales glinting in the sunlight. Timmy, a small and timid turtle, had always felt overshadowed by his larger, more confident peers. He often wondered if he would ever find his place in the vast ocean. The old fish, with his years of wisdom, seemed to understand Timmy's unspoken fears. Your size and your shyness are not weaknesses, but strengths waiting to be discovered. The old fish's words resonated deeply with Timmy. He had always seen his small stature and quiet nature as barriers, but now, he began to see them in a new light. Perhaps, just perhaps, there was more to him than he had ever realized. You are unique and special, and you have something valuable to share with the world. The vibrant underwater world around Timmy seemed to come alive with possibilities. He looked at the colorful corals and the playful fish darting around, and for the first time he felt a spark of hope. Maybe he did have something unique to offer. The old fish continued, his voice filled with wisdom. True friends will appreciate you for who you are, not for what you can do or how brave you appear. Timmy pondered these words. He had always tried to impress others by attempting to be something he was not. But now, he realized that true friendship was about acceptance and understanding. Now, why don't you try talking to the other turtles? The old fish's suggestion seemed daunting, but Timmy felt a newfound courage bubbling within him. He had always admired the other turtles from afar, but had never dared to approach them. Maybe it was time to change that. You might be surprised by what you find. The old fish's eyes twinkled with encouragement. Timmy took a moment to gather his thoughts. What if the other turtles didn't like him? What if they laughed at him? But then he remembered the old fish's words about true friends. Timmy took a deep breath, and for the first time, he swam towards the other turtles. His small flippers moved with determination, and he felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The water around him seemed to shimmer with anticipation. His heart pounded in his chest, but he remembered the old fish's words and continued swimming, his resolve growing with each stroke. As he got closer, he noticed the turtles were not as intimidating as he had imagined. They were just like him, each with their own fears and dreams. Timmy's journey had just begun, and with each stroke he felt more confident. The old fish's wisdom had ignited a spark within him, and he was ready to embrace his tiny triumph. Section 6. Lessons learned in the lily pads. To Timmy's surprise, the other turtles didn't laugh or tease him. He had always feared that his quiet nature and tendency to hide in his shell would make him a target for jokes and ridicule. But instead of mocking him, the other turtles were genuinely interested in him. They had noticed his quiet presence and had often wondered about the little turtle who seemed so different from the rest. Instead, they welcomed him with open flippers. They had been curious about the quiet little turtle hiding in his shell, and they were excited to finally get to know him. They approached him with warm smiles and friendly gestures, making Timmy feel at ease. It was a new experience for him, one that filled his heart with a mix of excitement and nervousness. Timmy joined the other turtles in a game of hide-and-seek, a wide smile on his face. As he played, he realized that the other turtles were not just being kind, they genuinely enjoyed his company. They laughed together, shared stories, and for the first time, Timmy felt like he was part of something special. The game was filled with laughter and joy, and Timmy's heart swelled with happiness. He learned that day that true friends accept each other for who they are, and that sometimes, the scariest thing we can do is to be ourselves. Timmy had always thought that he needed to change to fit in, but his new friends showed him that he was perfect just the way he was. They appreciated his quiet nature and found his shyness endearing. It was a revelation for Timmy, one that changed his perspective on friendship and self-acceptance. He discovered that his shyness didn't have to hold him back, and that by embracing his true self, he could find friendship and belonging. Timmy realized that his unique qualities were what made him special, and that by being true to himself he could form genuine connections with others. This newfound confidence gave him the courage to step out of his shell more often and engage with the world around him. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Timmy's journey is a beautiful reminder that we all have our own unique qualities that make us special. It's important to embrace who we are and to find friends who appreciate us for our true selves. Timmy's story teaches us that acceptance and kindness can create a world of difference in someone's life. Timmy learned that being brave doesn't mean never being afraid. It means facing our fears and being ourselves, even when it feels scary. True bravery is about embracing our vulnerabilities and stepping into the unknown with courage. Timmy's experience showed him that the scariest challenges often lead to the most rewarding outcomes. By facing his fears, he found friendship, acceptance, and a sense of belonging that he had never known before. His story is a testament to the power of courage and the importance of staying true to oneself. Section 7. Soaring to New Adventures. What did you think of Timmy's journey? Did you ever feel shy like Timmy? It's okay to feel shy sometimes, but remember, being yourself is always the best way to make true friends. And that's our story for tonight. Thank you for joining me on this magical adventure. Remember, keep dreaming big, keep believing in yourself, and never be afraid to let your light shine bright. If you enjoyed our story, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more exciting adventures. Until next time, keep reading and keep shining. Hoo-hoo for now!